as we think about sharing these testimonies, these are the things that let other people know that God is there. And He is going to help. If we just be a willing vessel, and we hear when He says, you need to do this, just get out of the boat. When Peter called out to Jesus, is that you, Lord? And he said, yes, Peter. And Peter said, if it be you, bid me to come. And Jesus said, come. Peter didn't think about nothing else. As soon as God told Peter, come, Peter got out of the boat and he began to walk on the water. So think about that as we hear these testimonies. As soon as God tells me to do something, the reaction time needs to be now. It needs to be immediate. It needs to be right away. If you want to walk on water, you got to step out of the boat when He calls you to step out. Anyone else? Someone else come and share a testimony. Carmen?
I don't speak a lot for a lot of people, but we have God on our side. My wife, Carmen Blessing, she went to the women's retreat a few weeks ago. And she woke up and she wrote this down. And she says last night she was sleeping, her eyes closed, and God gave her an angel. Looked up. I'm not sure exactly what all this says, but she says the angel took away the hurt in her heart and gave her a glorious feeling. And then when she woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and she was feeling, wow, her heart just, she woke up happy. And she felt God touch her body. And a little bit of backstory. A year ago she had her surgery on her knee. And you see she walks around without a leg, right? Anyway, she had some torn ligaments in the knee. She's been deaf since she was born, but she has a hearing aid, and she has me help her a little bit. Yeah. Try. Now, to how it came, we were living in Michigan. This is 15 years ago. And
Church,
yeah,
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah. At our
She
church.
she talked me into going to church with her.
Very nice.
Love her for that.
Cool.
So, I was going to church with her, and I was going out with her, and so on and so forth. And I was on probation at the time for my child support, and making payments on it, but still I was on probation. And I asked my probation officer, well, first I asked her if I could get permission from my probation officer that she moved to Washington with me. Because I already had a job waiting for me in Washington, right? And she said, yes! So we packed everything up in an old Chevy van. It was a 78 Chevy van, 3/4 ton. And we had all of our stuff on a utility trailer made out of a pickup box. And so we're driving down out of Michigan, and we made it as far as Tinley Park, Illinois, just south of Chicago. Okay. And the engine seizes up. And we are stuck in a parking lot of a grocery store. She's crying. I told her, don't worry, God will provide. A few minutes later, I mean, this is how fast God works. Okay? A few minutes later, a man comes up, he offers to give us a jump start. I says, okay. That didn't work, obviously, because the engine was seized up, but we didn't know that at the time. And so this guy, you know, we had AAA, you know, so we had the van towed to a shop where we found out the engine was seized up. And this guy, I mean, out of the blue, this guy didn't know us from Adam, okay? But he told us, you know, he gave us some money for lunch, because we were broke. And her and her two sons and I went to Arby's for lunch. And he put us up in a motel for 2 nights.
That's wonderful.
He took, that's just the beginning. It really is. He towed our trailer over to his house. He let us use his garage floor to sort out our stuff, you know. His church paid for Amtrak tickets to Portland, Oregon. $600 for 4 of us to go to Portland, Oregon. His church paid for that. He let us, you know, like I said, he let us sort our stuff out on his garage floor. Take 10 bags on the train with us, and the rest of it we put back on our utility trailer. And he stored that at his friend's farm for us. Then, the day we're supposed to get on the train, 2 days later, we're sitting at his breakfast table. Yeah, this was really, really nice guy.
Mhm.
Sitting at his breakfast table, his neighbor sends an envelope over for us, and $100 bill in it for food on the train.
Mm.
Never met this person. Okay. And then, so we got our stuff, he drove us to the train, we got on the train, got over to my sister's house in McCleary, Washington. And this was a couple of weeks later, I'm working. And I bought a pickup an old pickup for my nephew. And I called these people back, you know, about our stuff. And I said, hey, you know, I'm working. Let me know, you know, and this was this guy's wife that answered the phone. She says, well, we found a shipping company to ship your stuff to you. And I gave her the information. I said, yeah, just let me know what the cost is, and I'd be happy to, you know, send you the money for it. She says, oh, it's not gonna cost you a dime. All we had to do was drive up to SeaTac, Washington, and pick up our stuff. And we still keep in touch with them, wonderful people. But it doesn't matter how low you are, you know,
Yeah.
where, it doesn't matter if you're a broken heap, if you believe in God,
Cry out.
ask Him and you'll receive.
Amen.
We wouldn't be here.
Love you.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. Touching a lot of hearts along the way, including ours.
It's always so good to hear someone say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God, because there wouldn't be anybody here if it wasn't for God. There's so many things, so many times I can just think back in my life of why, how I even made it through different situations in my life. Sad. Those kind of times in your life when you look back and you're like, where would I be if it wasn't for him? I probably wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I probably wouldn't be experiencing the life that I'm experiencing, the life that he intended for me, the life that he planned for me.
Right.
All I have to do is remember that he is God. He is the I am. He is the Lord, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And I love the ways that put it. All of it, every bit of him is right here. There's nothing lacking. He didn't leave part out. When I asked him to come and live in my heart and to live inside of me, he came 100%. He didn't leave part out. It's all there. All we have to do is use it, utilize what he's given us. Someone else share a testimony. Come on in. Was that you, Brian? Okay.
Shaky.
It's okay.
Tell my nurse. Hi, you haven't been coming here for that long. You guys are already family.
All right.
I don't have the greatest story, but I have the story of who saved me. I was growing up. There's 7 of us in our family. My mom was single most of the time. And for some reason, out of 7 kids, my mom chose me to be the punching bag for all the kids, instead of all the kids. And I never understood, why just me? Why is it me? What was so wonderful is my mom's mom, my grandmother, and my grandfather were strong Christians. And they were the only Christians that I knew growing up. Every Saturday, my grandma and grandpa would come over and wash all of our hairs, give us shower baths, and make sure we were all ready for church. Most of the time, Grandma couldn't find me because I was either locked in the back bedroom or somewhere else. But when she did find me, I got to go to church. I was around wonderful people like yourselves that I could just see were so much different than what I was used to. But as we were all, as my sisters and brothers would say, we're being forced. I was willing to go. And when I heard the sermon for the first time that Jesus loves you, Jesus is there for you, all you have to do is accept him. And me just being so lost and being so wanting love so much and wanting something real in my life, I was the first one after church to doubt my right up front. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I sat there and I was so excited. And I just yelled it out, I want Jesus in my life right now. I need him right now. And I knew that I was saved. That very moment I knew I was saved. And I knew that whatever I was going to go home to, I knew I wasn't alone anymore. And I knew that I was going to get in trouble because my sisters got in the door before I did. And then, so when I walked in the door, I was walked in one of these. But you know what? It didn't matter. I'd always go by the bedroom window and say, Jesus, God, why? Why is it me? Why isn't it somebody else? What am I doing wrong? But I knew in my heart, because Jesus said, because you can take it, because I'm with you.
Yes, 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 yes.
And as I was growing up, I made a lot of mistakes. A lot. I always figured, but I knew Jesus never left me. I'm the one that left him. I left God. And as I remember the past, of the things that I've gone through, my mom seen a difference in me. My sisters and brothers seen a difference in me. I seen a difference in me. I was happy to take whatever I had to take because I knew nobody else was going to take it. And it taught me how not to be, but it also taught me how to be. Is, Jesus, what do you want me to do? And growing up, I had 4 beautiful kids. They have grandchildren now. And about a month ago, I was looking on my phone, and this young lady had said, "Are you the Angie that I know growing up? That you would always open your house to any child in the neighborhood, and you would have a great big pan of goulash and 2 loaves of bread on the table for whoever came in." She said, "Are you that Angie?" And I said, "With God's help, I am." I went, and she goes, "I have never forgot you. And I have told other people about you." And I said, "It wasn't for me, honey." I said, "I seen what other people, if your mom and dad are at work," and I never would say nothing bad. I said, "Please don't say anything bad about your parents. They're doing what they can do, but you always know if you're hungry, you can come here." And I didn't know that they would remember that. Just a small little thing. Because I was thinking, well, maybe don't have the greatest testimony to give, but I'm here today.
Amen. Amen.
And I know that God saved me that day. And there's some other bad things, but I won't go into it, but God saved me for a reason.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
And God allowed the things that happened. Why me? Why not? But I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been praying for this kind of home for a long time. A home that there's no judging, there's no sections, there's no groups.
No.
The very first day Gary and I walked into this door, not one person did not go up to us and give us a hug and say, "We love to have you here." We felt at home the very first day. And no matter what the trials, and no matter how hard things get, and no matter if you don't know if you're going to be here, one of the days that I decided to run away, where I stood in front of my mom. She was going to go get a knife. And I said, "God, I am not moving from this spot. So if it's your will that this happens, I'm not going anywhere." And this is blessing of God. The door opened, and he said, "Go." And he allowed the door to open, and I was scared of my own shadow. I would have not moved. I started moving, and I went to a pastor's home. And after that, things just fell into place. So I just thank God for the journeys that he's taken me to, because it's taught me the kind of person that God made me into. And I thank him so much for that. And I thank all of you for loving us and loving each other the way you do. Thanks.
Don't ever let anybody discredit your testimony or make you, or even yourself have the feeling that I don't have much of a testimony. And everything that God does is fantastic. Everything that God does is amazing. Not just most of it, everything. Right? If you want to share.
Thank you guys so much.
God bless you.